Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of the printed project series. I work on a lot of these handhelds and that usually involves a lot of soldering wires and small things into them, or even just soldering two wires together and things like that. So I thought, why not make a 3D printed tool that helps me hold things in place while I solder them? So what I was thinking is some kind of clamp that will hold two wires in place while I solder them together, or just work on other kind of things, or if I just need to hold something in place while I'm working on it. So I use Fusion 360 for all of my modelling. First I modelled one clamp and then multiplied it by 2 and stuck them together. I also started out trying to use a 3D printed spring to add compression to the clamp, but that didn't really work out, so I made it a bit smaller and used rubber band. As always, this model can be found on my MakerWorld page, and you'll find everything else that I've made on there as well. Heading into the slice art, all I've really changed is that we're using PLA on the smooth plate on my Bambu Labs A1 Mini, and I've just changed it to use gyroid infill. This print is going to take about 4 hours, so let's send that off to the printer now. So that's all of our parts printed. First we've got a stand, and then we've got our base plate, and then our top cover, two stopper parts, and then two types of clamp parts. So we've got one with a more smooth side, and then one has two bumps on it. And you'll have two of each of those. And you'll also have longer versions if you want a bit more range on your clamp. So you also need two rubber bands. On the MakerWorld page you'll also find a singular clamp option in case you don't want the double version. For assembly you're going to get one of each of the clamp types and put them face to face, and then use a rubber band to secure them together using the posts at the bottom. And then you can just repeat the process on the other two clamps. There's a channel in the bottom plate that matches the double bump part, so you want to slide that through first, starting from the end. So you can place it like this first, and then just pull the first clamp through, and then you can place the other end into the matching slot. Do the same with the other side. So the clamp with the double bump in first, and then you can lift and put the other one into the matching slot. One side of the shell will have some slots, and you can slide the top shell into place through those. And then you can put the stoppers into the holes here, and that stops the top shell from sliding off. There's space for storage in the stand, and it's the perfect size to fit the spare clamp part. You don't need to use it for the clamp parts, you can store things like solder or something in there and that will work great. You can slide the clamp assembly into the top and it holds it at an angle that's just a bit easier to use. So let's try it out. So I've got the battery for the Mini Plus here. Say I wanted to solder something on the end. I can just hold it in place and then it's easy to work on without needing an extra hand, or what I usually do is I have it dangling off the side of the table when I'm soldering. So this is a big upgrade. But say you're working on like a circuit board or something, you can even hold that at a bit of an angle so it's easier to do. But let's actually try it out this time. So I've got 2 wires that I'm going to try to solder together using this. I will be using another set of tweezers, but this just makes it a bit easier to use. Don't judge me for my soldering skills. This should make it a bit easier for me to do, but I'm by no means a professional at soldering. So that's this project completed. I think it came out really good. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know. I do like hearing your thoughts on this stuff. I've got so many more projects in the works at the moment, like other 3D printed things and a lot of handheld mods and that kind of stuff. So stay tuned if you want to watch those. For now though, I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!